Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, welcome. I am Fakhr Zaman. In today's lecture, we will discuss unit number 3, Nonverbal Communication and Teamwork, course code 8415. In this unit, we will discuss nonverbal communication, listening skills, and strategies for group meetings. We will discuss solving problems in group, leadership responsibilities in meetings, participants' responsibilities in meetings, and taking minutes in meetings. First of all, I'm going to talk about nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is composed of the messages sent without or in addition to words. Dear students, these messages have a strong impact on receivers. Often actions speak so loudly that they drown out spoken words. This action happens because people use nonverbal symbols as a means to determine what the sender really thinks or feels. Nonverbal symbols can also indicate the degree of importance the sender attaches to a message. Spoken or written symbols make up the verbal part of a message and are accompanied by nonverbal symbols. However, a nonverbal message may not have a verbal counterpart. Nonverbal symbols, body language, appearance, touch, space, time, and voice exist in written and oral communication and in the environment. Receivers interpret nonverbal symbols by using their senses, sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. For example, if you hear a person say, "Great," and see the person smile while looking at a letter, यानी कि किसी के हाथ में कोई लेटर मौजूद है, उसको देखते हुए मुस्कुरा रहा है और साथ में ग्रेट बोलता है, तो यकीनन you will conclude that the letter contains good news. If you hear a frowning person say great in a disgusted tone when looking at a letter, you will probably conclude that the letter contains disappointing news. The receiver interprets the message based on sight, seeing the smile, frown, and hearing the tone of voice. यकीनन एक रिसीवर किसी भी मैसेज का मतलब जब निकालेगा तो वो आपकी आवाज़ की जो टोन है उससे और आपके चेहरे की जो तासुरात हैं कि उस पर कुछ स्माइल है, संजीदगी है, अफसरदगी है, उसी से उस मैसेज का मतलब निकालता है. People's opinions are often based on the nonverbal symbols they see and how they interpret them. Verbal and nonverbal symbols should be interpreted in relation to each other. Nonverbal symbols may reinforce, contradict, or substitute for verbal symbols. Now, moving to the nonverbal symbols. Though used the same way in most cultures, nonverbal symbols differ among cultures. यानी कि मुख्तलिफ कल्चर्स में नॉन-वर्बल सिम्बल्स को मुख्तलिफ अंदाज से या मतलब से लिया जाता है. In some cultures, for example, arriving late for a social or business engagement is polite. In others, it is considered rude. Dear students, another common difference involves personal space. Personal space is the nearby area around a person or the area the person considers his or her territory. अजीज तलबा व तालिबात, नॉन वर्बल सिंबल्स में हमारे पास दो टाइप्स मौजूद हैं. First is nonverbal symbols in written messages, and second, nonverbal symbols in spoken messages. First, we should talk about nonverbal symbols in written messages. The appearance and correctness of a written document send critical nonverbal message and deserve careful attention. Dear students, letterhead sheets, plain sheets, and envelopes should be made of quality bond paper and be of the same color. The design of the letterhead and company logo should convey a professional image. Drawings, pictures, charts, and graphs should be appropriate to the content. The print should be crisp and easy to read. Documents should not have errors and should be in an appropriate format. Check capitalization, grammar, and spelling carefully. Dear students, make sure all facts such as dates and amounts are correct. Error-free documents send a positive message that the center is reliable and considers quality important. लेकिन आप जब भी किसी को कोई रिटन मैसेज भेजते हैं और अगर उसमें एरर्स नहीं हैं और अभी जिन बातों के बारे में हमने आपको बताया है इन सभी चीज़ों का ख्याल रखा जाता है मैसेज को लिखते वक्त, तो यकीन जब रिसीवर तक वो मैसेज पहुंचता है तो वो एक बहुत ही पॉजिटिव इमेज अपने जहन में आपके बारे में क्रिएट करता है. और इसके बरक्स अगर आपका मैसेज एरर से भरपूर होगा तो यकीनन जो रिसीवर है या रीडर है वो आपके बारे में एक बैड इमेज तख्लीक करेगा, क्रिएट करेगा. अब बढ़ते हैं नॉन वर्बल सिंबल्स इन स्पोकन मैसेजेस. नॉन वर्बल सिंबल्स हमारे पास यहाँ पर 5 हैं. नंबर 1 बॉडी लैंग्वेज, नंबर 2 टचिंग, नंबर 3 स्पेस, नंबर 4 टाइम और नंबर 5 पैरालैंग्वेज. सबसे पहले हम बात करेंगे बॉडी लैंग्वेज के हवाले से. बॉडी लैंग्वेज इंक्लूड्स facial expressions and gestures. Dear students, interpreting body language is complex. Single motion can have many different meanings. People can reveal their feelings through various facial expressions. A frown, for example, a frown usually indicates negative feelings. A smile, happy feelings. Nervous smiles convey weakness. Eyes provide revealing facial expressions and often are called the windows of the soul. Eyes reveal feelings such as excitement and concentration. Even eyebrows also send various messages. Raised eyebrow may mean nervousness, surprise, or questioning. Pinched together, they may imply confusion. Direct eye contact conveys interest, friendship or confidence. लेकिन आपका आई कांटेक्ट जाहिर करता है आपके कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल को और आप जो कम्युनिकेशन कर रहे हैं उसमें जो जिस मौजू पर बात हो रही है उसमें आपका इंटरेस्ट जाहिर करता है. जब आपका आई कांटेक्ट ही नहीं होगा तो यकीन आप उसमें दिलचस्पी नहीं ले रहे हैं. लैक ऑफ आई कांटेक्ट में मीन्स disinterest. In business, the amount of eye contact varies depending on a person's status. Because subordinates want to tell their supervisors that they like them, they generally make more eye contact. अब हम बात करेंगे gestures के हवाले से. A gesture is the use of your arms and hands to express an idea or feeling. Crossed arms may indicate concentration or withdrawal. A hand placed against the side of the head can imply forgetfulness. Trembling hands sometimes indicate nervousness. Dear students, people use gestures to determine the real meaning in a message. No matter what words you may use, your eyes and your face reveal what your true feelings are. बाज़-औक़ात आपके अल्फाज की परवाह नहीं की जाती या मैटर नहीं करते, आपकी आंखें और आपके फेस के जो एक्सप्रेशंस हैं उसी से ही आपकी फीलिंग्स को जाना जाता है और आपके मैसेज का मतलब लिया जाता है. When people attempt to use gestures to deceive or hide the truth, they will undermine the message. The next is touching. It is a gesture used to greet someone and to close a discussion. A person who gives a firm handshake and makes eye contact. Confident image. However, a weak, soft handshake suggests listlessness or mental illness. A cold, wet handshake may indicate nervousness and possibly a feeling of inferiority. The next is space, or you can say personal space. Personal space is the physical distance between individuals. In general, people stand relatively close to people they like. People tend to leave more space between themselves and people they fear or do not like. When unable to arrange space comfortably, as in a crowded elevator, people adjust by using other nonverbal symbols, such as avoiding eye contact. The next is time. The use of time is another aspect of non-verbal communication. Suppose someone asks you to do a task as soon as possible. If you complete the action right away, you send a positive message to the other person. Ignoring an urgent request can send a negative message. जब आप कोई काम वक्त पर कर देते हैं, कोई आपको किसी काम के लिए कहता है और फौरन आपने कर दिया या जितना टाइम आपने कहा उस पर कर दिया, तो ये एक बहुत ही पॉजिटिव आप मैसेज भेजते हैं. बढ़ते हैं पैरा लैंग्वेज की जानिब. Paralanguage is a non-verbal symbols that accompany a verbal message and reveal the difference between what is said and how it is said. Maybe you have heard the saying, it's not what you say, but how you say it that counts. Paralanguage includes pitch, stress, rate, volume, inflection, rhythm, and pronunciation. अजीज तलबा व तलबात, अब हम बात करेंगे nonverbal symbols and your image. Your nonverbal communications are extremely important. Whether you realize it or not, you use them to establish your image. If you ask yourself, what kind of worker do others think I am? You are examining your image. Important aspects of your image are based on level of confidence, friendliness, enthusiasm, sincerity, appearance, eye contact, and posture. If we talk about the level of confidence, confidence means trust or freedom from doubt. Self confidence means believe in yourself and your abilities. Too much self confidence, being too self confident can hinder your communications and hurt your image. And too little self confidence, having too little self confidence can also hinder communication and hurt your image. Friendliness. Friendliness is an important aspect of an effective image. Enthusiasm is an aspect of image that can set you apart from others. Sincerity means being open and genuine or honest. Appearance. Your appearance is critical to your image. Eye contact is one of the most important nonverbal symbols. Posture. Posture is the way to stand or sit. Dear students, now we are moving to the next topic, listening skills. What is the most frequent form of communication? Reading, writing, speaking, or listening? If you said listening, you are correct. Dear students, research indicates that many people spend more than half of their waking time communicating. Much of this time is spent listening. Managers often spend much of their workday listening. Generally, the higher your position in a company, the more time you may spend listening to others. अजीज तलबा तलबात, लिसनिंग प्रोसेस की अगर हवाले से हम बात करें तो हमें मालूम पड़ता है कि द लिसनिंग प्रोसेस इन्वॉल्व्स hearing, focusing, attention, understanding, and remembering. Hearing, detecting sounds. In an office, you may hear people talking, telephones ringing, a door closing, or other sounds. Focusing attention, concentrating on the speaker and what he or she says. You must ignore unrelated sounds, background noise, and other distractions. Understanding, attaching meanings to the speaker's message, remembering, recalling a message you have seen or heard. अजीज तलबा व तालिबात, अब हम बात करेंगे टाइप्स ऑफ लिसनिंग के हवाले से. People use different types of listening when listening for different purposes. The listening may be casual or active. तो हमारे पास यहाँ पर मुख्तलिफ टाइप्स हैं लिसनिंग्स के, जिसके हवाले से हम आपको बताना चाहेंगे. सबसे पहले कैजुअल लिसनिंग, फिर एक्टिव लिसनिंग, फिर इंफॉर्मेटिव लिसनिंग, फिर एवल्यूएटिव लिसनिंग, फिर एम्पैथिक लिसनिंग और रिफ्लेक्टिव लिसनिंग. सबसे पहले हम बात करेंगे कैजुअल लिसनिंग के हवाले से. The students' casual listening is hearing and understanding a message but not trying to remember the message in the long term. Casual listening is sometimes called passive listening. Listening while watching a movie or making small talk at lunch are examples of casual listening. The casual listeners expends little energy or effort. Although the listener may understand the message, remembering it for a long time is not important. Casual listening is relaxed when you are talking with others. However, you must be careful not to listen so casually that others think you are not paying attention. यानी इसमें आप अमूमन कैजुअल लिसनिंग में बड़े रिलैक्स रहते हैं क्योंकि आपको उस बात को याद नहीं रखना होता। आप अमूमन मूवी देख रहे हैं या लंच के दौरान को बात कर रहे हैं, तो कैजुअल लिसनिंग मतलब आपका इतना खास ध्यान नहीं होता, बस सुन रहे हैं और उसको मुकम्मल तौर पर याद करने के लिए, याद रखने के लिए नहीं सुन रहे होते। If we talk about active listening, so active listening is hearing and trying to understand and remember a message. यहाँ पर आपको मैसेज को याद रखना होता है, इसलिए आपको मैसेज को बहुत गौर से सुनना होता है। Active listening may be informative, evaluative, emphatic, or reflective. Next is informative listening. Informative listening is used to obtain specific information or understand a message. Doctors use informative listening when talking with their patients. Interviewers actively listen to what an applicant says. These are examples of informative listening. Recall a time when you listen very intently because you had something to gain from what was said. You listen actively because you were motivated by your interest. Next is evaluative listening. Evaluative listening involves judging the importance or accuracy of what a speaker is saying. Suppose you listen to a presidential candidate's speech. As you listen, you judge the sincerity and truthfulness of the message. You are using evaluative listening. This type of listening is also called critical listening. Next is emphatic listening. Emphatic listening involves trying to understand the speaker's point of view, attributes, and emotions. The listener is trying to understand something about the person as well as the spoken message. This type of listening can be important in resolving conflicts or disputes. Suppose a customer calls a help support line to complain about a printer that does not work properly. The support person might say, I understand how disappointing it can be when a new product does not work properly. Let me ask some questions to learn what the problem might be. The support person is showing understanding of the customer's frustration with the new printer. This understanding makes resolving the problem easier. The last one is reflective listening. Reflective listening involves understanding and orchestrating the speaker's message. A reflective listener responds to the speaker with genuine concern. However, the listener does not try to give a different point of view or judge the speaker or the message. The listener simply lets the speaker know that the message has been understood. The listener may repeat or paraphrase what was said or make statements that reflect the speaker's meaning. This type of exchange is also known as parallel talk. अजीज तलबा तलबात, ये थे टाइप्स ऑफ लिसनिंग। अब हम बात करेंगे बैरियर्स टू इफेक्टिव listening. So dear students, missing an important appointment, overlooking the feelings behind the words, and interpreting a situation incorrectly are just a few examples of problems that occur because of poor listening. Deafness or partial hearing loss are physical barrier to listening. Various other conditions and actions create barriers to good listening. As you read about these barriers, evaluate yourself as a listener. The first barrier to effective listening is attributes about the speaker. Second, attributes about the topic. Third, prejudices or differing opinions. Fourth, assumptions. Fifth, environmental distractions. Sixth, physical discomfort. Seventh, divided focus. Dear students, now we are talking about listening effectively. So first we should focus on main idea, evaluate the message, provide feedback, take notes. अजीज तलबा तलबात अगर हम बात करें ओवरकम पोर लिसनिंग हैबिट्स यानी लिसनिंग स्ट्रेटजीज के हवाले से तो हम देखते हैं कि find common interest with the speaker or topic. Second, judge the content, not the delivery of the message. Delay judgment until the speaker is finished. Listen for the main ideas of the message. Take notes on the important points. Concentrate on listening. Stay alert. Avoid or ignore physical and environmental distractions. Listen with an open mind. Ask questions or give feedback if appropriate. Review and evaluate or analyze the message of the speaker is finished. Dear students, if we talk about the listening in specific situations, so we will find listening in a small group and listening in a conference setting. Now, dear students, moving to the next topic. And the next topic is teamwork. Teamwork is two or more people acting together to achieve a goal. Their combined efforts accomplish the goals of the organization or company or department. Various types of teams are common in the workplace, and an employee and a manager may be considered as a team, and they work together to complete tasks and projects as discussed earlier. The employees in a department of a company, such as the marketing department or the accounting department, may be considered a team. So their combined efforts accomplish the goals of the department. Special team. Other workplace team may be organized to accomplish more specific or specialized goals. A team that is set up to work on an ongoing basis of often called a committee. A committee may handle various projects or tasks related to its primary goal. For example, a committee may be formed to deal with employees' benefits such as vacation time and health care insurance. And the team members may be from several departments of the company. The goals of the committee may be to identify benefits that the company might offer and to discover which benefits employees need or want, because the benefits available will change and the employee needs may change. The work of the committee needs to be ongoing. Dear students, a project team is formed to handle a specific task or assignment. This type of team typically operates for a set period until its goal are achieved. For example, a project team might be formed to design procedures and training for using a new telephone system the company has installed. Once the procedures are written and the training is complete, The team is no longer needed. अजीज तलबा व तलबात, अब हम बात करेंगे स्ट्रेटजीज फॉर ग्रुप मीटिंग्स, और इसमें जिन टॉपिक्स पर हम गुफ्तगू करेंगे वो हैं सॉल्विंग प्रॉब्लम्स इन ग्रुप्स, लीडरशिप रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज इन मीटिंग्स, participants responsibilities in meetings, and taking minutes in meetings। तो आगाज करेंगे सॉल्विंग प्रॉब्लम्स इन ग्रुप्स। इसमें हमें किन किन बातों का ख्याल रखना चाहिए? तो उनमें शामिल हैं listen and talk with the co-workers to be sure you all have the same information about the situation. Identify the real reason or the underlying cause of the problem. Center your discussions on the issues or behavior involved, not on the people involved. Be tactful. Think objectively about your role in the situation. Be willing to admit your mistakes and apologize when you hurt someone's feelings. Focus on resolving the problem, not on assigning blame. Discuss possible solutions with co-workers or managers. Be willing to do your part to make the proposed solution work. Next is leadership responsibilities in meetings. अगर आप लीडर हैं तो आप पर कौन कौन सी जिम्मेदारियां आयद होती हैं जब आप एक मीटिंग कंडक्ट करवाते हैं? How a leader conducts a meeting has a great deal to do with how successful the meeting will be. The leader should begin the meeting on time. If some participants do not know each other, the leader should introduce them or ask people to introduce themselves to the group. The leader should state the objective of the meeting and the task to be accomplished. Use the agenda, encourage participation, handle difficult people, be professional and appropriately. So first we should talk about use the agenda. Use the agenda to ensure that topics are discussed in order and within the time allotted. As each agenda item is dispensed with summarized points of agreement and disagreement, outline any action that will be taken. A common problem is for participants to stray from the topic. Their attention drifts to other issues, or they begin telling personal stories. Remain polite and friendly, but keep the group on track. When people ramble, a good approach is to summarize what you think they mean to say and to ask a question that will point them in the right direction. Another common problem is spending too much time on an agenda item. If it looks as tough, a presentation or discussion will exceed the time allotted. Decide whether extra time is needed. If it is not, tell the presenter or group how much time remains and request a summing up or conclusion within that time. If more time is needed, you must decide whether to take time from other agenda items or to revisit the topic at another meeting. The next is encourage participation. Encourage people to share their thoughts. आप जब हौसला अफजाई करते हैं, कोई भी पार्टिसिपेट करे, आप जब हौसला अफजाई करेंगे तो यकीन आपकी वो मीटिंग जो है वो ज़्यादा मौसर साबित होगी, लोग ज़्यादा पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे। लेकिन अगर किसी को अपने ख्यालात का इजहार का मौका ही ना दिया जाए या वो अपने ख्यालात का इजहार ना कर पाए तो यकीनन उसकी दिलचस्पी मीटिंग पर से ख़त्म हो जाती है। Dear students, make sure that ideas are communicated clearly and that everyone understands them. Be alert for puzzled looks and other signs of confusion. When participants don't grasp a concept, restate in your own words what you think the speaker is saying. For example, a person A is telling us that according to these surveys, and there is not enough interest among our customers to justify offering this product. If you're not sure of what the speaker means, ask a clarifying question. For example, you might say, I don't understand what a proxy server does. Can you explain it to us? The next is handle difficult people. Be respectful, listen actively, and keep an open mind. Handling difficult people is the greatest challenge any meeting leader faces. Sometimes a person is being difficult because he or she is unable to express a concern. This person may think the group has not understood or considered the concern adequately. If you think a difficult person has a legitimate concern, ask questions to try to identify the problem. Be respectful, listen actively, and keep an open mind. If the behavior persists, keep your composure. Don't respond to the person's arguments point for point. As one consultant suggests, act rather than react. Keep your remarks brief and focus on the issue or areas of agreement rather than on personalities. A good strategy is to use the agenda or a technical point to move the discussion to another topic. Sometimes one person wants to dominate the conversation. To discourage an overly eager contributor, you could say something like, for example, person A, we have a lot to cover. We can spend only 5 more minutes on this topic. If A continues to talk, interrupt and redirect the discussion to another person. Say, for example, you experience point to the need to communicate with customers, and a person, for example, B, can you fill us in on the advertising plan? The next is be professional. The leader sets the tone for the meeting through fairness, work ethic, and control. So, dear students, we have 3 steps to show your ability as a leader. Recognize everyone's contributions. Participants who believe that their insights are valued will continue to contribute even if a proposal has problems. Focus on the positive aspects and lead the group forward. Second, maintain high standards. Don't accept poor work or opinions that are stated as facts. When participants don't have information the group needs, postpone the meeting if possible. Third, maintain order. Make sure the meeting follows the agenda. Allow only one person to speak at a time and discourage private conversation. Last one is end appropriately. At the end of the meeting, summarize what has been covered and move the group ahead to future action. List items that need further consideration, review assignments, and deadlines for future work. If the group must meet again, explain that you will communicate with everyone soon regarding the date and time. Finally, thank participants for their time and effort. अजीज तलबा व तालिबात, अब हम बात करेंगे participants' responsibilities in meetings. जब आप कहीं किसी मीटिंग में पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे होते हैं तब आप पर क्या जिम्मेदारियां आयद होती हैं? You should show interest and take an active part in meetings you attend for work. Be aware that your conduct in meetings, what you do, what you say, and how you say it, sends a message about your attitudes, abilities, and competence. Simply, meetings are most likely to yield good results when they have active participants, organization, and effective leadership. In participants' responsibilities in meetings, we have four things. First, prepare to take part. Second, arrive on time. Third, improve decision making. And last one, make a positive impact. So first we should talk about prepare to take part. Dear students, some meetings require preparation before the meeting. When you receive the agenda for the meeting, review it carefully. Write down any questions you would like to ask. If you need some background on an agenda item, do research to educate yourself. Read any attachments to the agenda. यकीनन आपने जब किसी मीटिंग में पार्टिसिपेट करना है तो उसके हवाले से आपको तैयारी करनी चाहिए। जैसा कि आपको मालूम हो कि जो टॉपिक है और जिस एजेंडे पर बात की जा रही है उसके हवाले से आप रिसर्च कर सकते हैं। उस हवाले से तमाम तफसीलात आपको मालूम होनी चाहिए, हिस्ट्री मालूम होनी चाहिए। जब आपको बैकग्राउंड मालूम हो और उस हवाले से आपके पास काफ़ी नॉलेज हो तो यकीनन आप अच्छा बोल पाते हैं। अक्सर औक़ात इंसान कभी भी किसी मीटिंग में हो और वो वहाँ पर खामोश रह जाए, को बात ना कर पाए या उसमें पार्टिसिपेट ना कर पाए, तो उसकी ज़्यादातर वजह यही होती है कि आपके पास नॉलेज नहीं होता उस मौजू के हवाले से। तो जब आपने पार्टिसिपेट करना है तो फिर यकीन आपको पॉइंट्स भी तैयार करने चाहिए, उस हवाले से रिसर्च भी करनी चाहिए और उसके हवाले से आपके पास नॉलेज भी मौजूद होना चाहिए। If a meeting has been called to make a decision, be ready to support your point of view. Disagreeing with others in a meeting is acceptable behavior. Few managers want people who have no opinions of their own. Instead, they want people who voice thoughtful opinions and who bring up points the group should consider. Write down the things you want to say so you will remember them. Come to a meeting prepared, ready to listen as well as to speak, and remain focused on the objective of the meeting. The second is arrive on time. वक्त की पाबंदी। वक्त की पाबंदी अगर आप में है, आप वक्त पर आते हैं तो ये आपका बहुत ही एक पॉजिटिव इमेज पड़ता है और एक मीटिंग को मौसर बनाने के लिए, इफेक्टिव बनाने के लिए आपका वक्त पर आना निहायत ज़रूरी है। एक लीडर को जो कि मीटिंग कंडक्ट करवा रहे हैं उसको भी वक्त पर आना चाहिए और आपको भी वक्त पर पहुंचना चाहिए। Strive to be on time for meetings. Timelines sends a non-verbal message that you are dependable and that you believe the meeting is important. यानी आप वक्त पर आएंगे तो ही अगले को यकीन होगा कि आप इसकी अहमियत को समझते हैं मीटिंग की। अगर आप लेट आ रहे हैं तो उससे ये शो होगा कि आपके नज़दीक इस मीटिंग की कोई अहमियत नहीं है। And students make a habit of arriving early. Don't allow work, unexpected conversations, or other factors to delay you. If you are not familiar with the location of a meeting, get directions beforehand. Find a place where you know you can park for as long as necessary at the time of day of the meeting. Allow yourself extra time that day in case traffic is heavier than you anticipated or you make a wrong turn. If you must arrive late for a meeting, notify the leader when you enter. take your seat without interrupting. The third is improve decision making. Participants should improve decision making. यानी आप अगर पार्टिसिपेंट हैं तो आपको अपनी डिसीजन मेकिंग को इम्प्रूव करना चाहिए. The next is make a positive impact. Participants should make a positive impact on any group of which you are a part. आप जिस भी ग्रुप का हिस्सा हैं, यानी जिस भी मीटिंग में आप जा रहे हैं और उस ग्रुप का हिस्सा बनने जा रहे हैं, तो वहाँ पर आपको यकीनन अपना एक मुस्बत पहलू शो करना चाहिए और आपकी एक मुस्बत तस्वीर जो है वो सबके जहन में आए. तो जो भी हमने ऊपर डिस्कस की, प्रिपेयर टू टेक पार्ट, अराइव ऑन टाइम, इम्प्रूव डिसीजन मेकिंग, अगर इन चीज़ों का आप ख्याल रखेंगे तो यकीनन आपका एक पॉजिटिव इमेज बिल्डअप होगा. अब मेक अ पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट में हमारे पास कुछ डिफरेंट बातें मौजूद हैं, जिससे कि हम अपने इमेज को पॉजिटिव बना सकते हैं और एक अच्छा पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट पड़ सकता है तमाम ग्रुप के लोगों पर कि जिस मीटिंग में आप पार्टिसिपेट करने जा रहे हैं. अजीज तलबा तलबात, कुछ ये पॉइंट्स हैं जो कि आप नोट कर लीजिए, जिससे आपका एक पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है. आप कैसे पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट बना सकते हैं. Be willing to listen. Groups work best when participants are open to new information and points of view. Speak briefly and directly. Speak in a clear, organized manner so others will want to hear. जब आप इस तरह से बात करेंगे तो यकीन अगला आपको सुनना चाहेगा. Don't have a private conversation with someone during the meeting. Speak to the group and focus on the agenda topics. प्राइवेट बात करने की, कन्वर्सेशन करने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि वहाँ पर आप एक मीटिंग में एक टॉपिक, एक एजेंडे पर आप बात करने आए हैं, तो आप उसी पर फोकस रखें तो ही आप उस मीटिंग को कामयाब बना सकते हैं, न कि आप अपनी प्राइवेट किसी गुफ्तगू में उलझ जाएं और जो असल मकसद है मीटिंग का वो ख़राब हो जाए. Don't take phone calls during a meeting unless they relate to the business of the meeting. आप कोई फ़ोन कॉल अटेंड ना करें. हाँ, अगर उस बिजनेस मीटिंग के हवाले से कोई कॉल है, उसके अलावा वो अगर आप अटेंड कर लें तो वो एक अलग बात है, लेकिन उसके अलावा कोई टेलीफोन कॉल्स आप अटेंड नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि उस वक्त में आपने मुकम्मल फोकस रखना है मीटिंग पर ही. Discuss ideas. To discuss is to exchange ideas. To argue is to become emotional and unreasonable. Arguments often start when participants put their ideas ahead of group objectives and refuse to listen to differing points of view. Avoid personal attacks. Mutual respect is a key to group functioning. आपको पर्सनल कोई अटैक नहीं करने चाहिए, आपको इज्जत देनी चाहिए. और आप किसी का अगर ओपिनियन सुनते हैं तो उसकी आप इज्जत करें. एग्री करना, डिसएग्री करना एक अलग बात है, लेकिन आप किसी पर पर्सनल अटैक करते हैं, ये कुछ दुरुस्त बात नहीं है. Engage in fair play. Give everyone the opportunity to speak. Don't dominate the discussion. बाज़ लोग अपने आप को डोमिनेंट साबित करने के लिए किसी और को बोलने का मौका नहीं देते, तो ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए. Use body language to your advantage. Make eye contact when you begin speaking. Speak slowly and calmly, even when excited, and make sure your posture communicates authority and confidence. Take notes that will help you remember what is said, complete tasks, and prepare for any future meetings. Even if the group has a secretary who takes minutes, you still need to take notes on matters of importance to you. यहाँ पर ये बहुत आम बात की गई है कि इवन अगर आपको मालूम भी हो जाए कि कोई बंदा मौजूद है जिसको ये कहा गया है कि वो मीटिंग के खास पॉइंट्स और डिटेल्स को लिखे, तो इसको देखने के बाद भी आपको चाहिए कि यू शुड टेक नोट्स। आप खुद उसको लिखें, नोट करें, क्योंकि ये चीज़ एक तो ये शो करेगी कि आप इस मीटिंग को कितनी अहमियत दे रहे हैं। दूसरा, आपको तमाम तर मीटिंग्स के पॉइंट्स हमेशा याद रहेंगे और बाद में भी आप उस हवाले से अपने नॉलेज में भी इजाफा कर सकते हैं और उस मीटिंग के हवाले से जितनी भी कन्वर्सेशन हुई है उस हवाले से मुकम्मल जानकारी आपको याद रहेगी। तो इस हवाले से आपको नोट्स लिखना निहायत लाजमी है। अब बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट टॉपिक की जानिब, और वो है टेकिंग मिनट्स इन मीटिंग्स। और ये तमाम टॉपिक्स हम स्ट्रेटजीज फॉर ग्रुप मीटिंग्स में पढ़ रहे हैं। अजीज तलबा तलबात, सबसे पहले हमें ये जानना होगा कि मीटिंग्स के मिनट्स होते क्या हैं। Minutes are the official record of the proceedings of a meeting. The most common type of minutes, action minutes, summarize topics discussed, decisions made, the actions to be taken. Minutes are sent to people who attended the meeting and to people who were invited but could not attend. On occasion, minutes also are sent to others, such as senior managers whose work is affected by decisions made during the meeting. How to plan and organize minutes. Before the meeting takes place, decide who will take notes at the meeting. For groups that meet more than once, the group may appoint one member to record the minutes. The content of minutes varies depending on the group. Minutes for most meetings consist of a summary of the discussion or action taken. If you will be preparing minutes, find out before the meeting how detailed they should be. Use previous minutes as a guide. If none are available, talk with the person who has called the meeting. If everything said at the meeting must be recorded, arrange for an audio recording. If everything said at the meeting must be recorded, arrange for an audio recording. After the meeting, transcribe the recording or have someone else do it. If you are summarizing and not recording, take careful detailed notes. Use your best active listening skills and have a copy of the agenda in front of you. Note any items that are discussed of the order. Dear students, prepare the minutes within a day or two after the meeting so you are less likely to forget items. Issuing minutes promptly gives participants information that may affect the work. Minutes may be sent as a printed document, as an attachment to an email or faxed. Confidential information may be discussed at a meeting and noted in the meeting minutes. Don't send minutes that contains confidential information as an email attachment. Use caution when sending such minutes by fax. Make sure the person who should see the minutes is waiting to receive the fax so that it will not be read by others. Minutes usually include the following information: the general topic, date, time, and place, the names of the meeting leader and attendees, summarize of topics discussed and actions to be taken in order of discussion, attach handouts and meeting material. It's optional. Dear students, thank you very much. In today's lecture, we talked about the nonverbal communication and teamwork, unit number 3, course code 8415. Dear students, thanks for all of you. Now we will meet in next lectures. Till then, Allah Hafiz.